Hello, fellow Earthlings, and welcome to Deep Dive from the Hive, where we discuss modern-day musician life, answering the call to create, and what it takes to actually produce what you believe in. I'm your host, Marv Ellis, the captain of this submarine. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, so let's batten down the hatches and get to it. Let's go. Yes. Check 1 2. Check mic check 1 2. Yes. Man, it feels good to be back in the throne, in the saddle, in the spaceship, in the pilot seat, in front of the stove, head chef, mixing, cooking. This is season 2, y'all. Welcome to Deep Dive from the Hive, season 2. And I am so thrilled and honored to have as my first guest a very, very close dear friend of mine, hailing from Venice Beach, California, via Canandaigua Lake, East Coast, New York. We have the lyricist, the activist, the conscious-minded, lyrical wizard, energy magnet, the one and only Felix Free is in the building. Felix Free, it's good to have you, man. Welcome.
Oh, man. Wonderful to be here, man.
Yeah.
It's honored, very honored to be on the first season of season 2.
Yeah, man. This is
It's first season of season 2.
first season of season 2. As you can tell, we're on our A game today.
Yeah.
We have things going on. You're in town to do some stuff with Free Creatures, and it's only fitting that we get you on the cast. And Trevor, thank you for having us here at the Hive. This is a wonderful place to be. So, you're, in my eyes, you're a superhero, sort of. You're a talented, grown-ass man. You make your own decisions, but all what you've become stemmed from a beginning, an origin. And I want to try to go back to that to start this thing off. I want people to understand who you are and where you came from and what it was like to grow up in Venice Beach.
Well, I actually didn't grow up in Venice Beach. I became
start.
a man in Venice Beach.
All right.
I don't mean to point at you like that.
Point at me, man. It's all good.
I actually, when I was really young, I moved all around Los Angeles, every hood, or everything right outside of the hood.
Okay.
I moved almost, it felt like every year.
Okay.
I might be wrong, Mom, but yeah, it felt like almost every year. But I spent a lot of time during my teenage years in Pasadena, California.
Okay.
So that's where I learned a lot of culture. That's where I learned how to be a hooper on another level.
Okay.
Yeah, Pasadena. It's a lot of special things that bubbled up from Pasadena and are still bubbling up from Pasadena.
Well, for those of us who aren't familiar with like the different regions of LA, like honestly, I don't know shit about the regions. I'm from Eugene, but could you explain a little bit about the differences in different parts of LA, what it's like?
Okay, LA County is huge,
Right.
huge. But LA itself, there's little like Culver City.
Okay.
Then you have like Inglewood. Then you have these different areas, Leimert. There's different kind of towns and regions. I don't know the real way to say it, but Pasadena itself. So there's the Foothill Mountains, the San Gabriel Mountains.
Okay.
Pasadena sits right over there. Pasadena is kind of, when we were coming up, it felt like a small town. I guess it kind of is a small town. It's like a mini LA.
Okay.
But it was a lot going on when I was growing up there.
Is that where USC is?
No.
Why
USC is in South Central Los Angeles.
But the Rose Bowl's in Pasadena.
The Rose Bowl is in Pasadena.
I know Pasadena because of the Rose Bowl, because, you know, the Ducks.
It's actually in Altadena.
Altadena.
So there's Pasadena. Altadena sits right on, just north of Pasadena.
So you spent a majority of your youth in Pasadena.
Yes.
Well, at what point, I mean, you like going to schools, did you move schools a lot?
No. I actually went to the same high school, Marshall Fundamental.
Marshall.
Yeah.
He go to Crenshaw? No, he go to Marshall.
Marshall.
Like in Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, but there's a Marshall in L.A.
Oh, okay.
But the Marshall in Pasadena, which people always talk smack about Marshall. Homie, class of 96, Marshall Fundamental Eagles. Wow.
Wow. That was an excellent vintage, 1996 also as well.
Yes.
Good year for wine.
Man. Yeah. So I grew up there. I went to school from 6th to 12th grade at Marshall Fundamental.
Okay. And is that a different type of school? Like, do they teach you different things or
nothing different?
Just straight up standard industrial revolution education?
Yeah, I don't know what the fundamental part was.
Okay. That's it. Marshall Tech High. What's the tech, man? We got computers? I don't know.
No.
So, and then you were in school. I mean, I got to ask, what sort of classes did you like and excel in when you were a kid? Because for me, it was like literature arts. I look at my report cards from back then. I'm like, C, D, C, literature arts, A, Yeah. And now it makes sense. I'm like, oh, I'm a writer, the art of writing. But what were you sort of into? Was anything
interesting enough? Social studies.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Well, it was more the teacher. The teacher kept us engaged and made it fun and could speak our language. And understood. It took a little more. You can't just break out a textbook and go by that teacher's guide. And a lot of teachers did that back in those days. I had all D's. I graduated with a 1.0 grade point average, dude.
Hey, bro.
I graduated. Like, how the hell y'all let me graduate? Like, what? But
you must have been good at like some other thing then that kept you in school. What was your thing?
I'm a hooper.
You hoop.
Retired now, but
yeah. And this hooping led you. Were you rapping in high school?
Yeah, 10th grade.
Okay. Tell me about your first time. I want to know your first time you like, I want to MC. What was that like?
I was watching my brother's friend. His nickname was Tick. Interesting. He was a 4.0 student and football player, but he ended up wanting to be a gangbanger, and he's doing life in jail right now.
Oh shit!
But him and one of my other brothers, good friends, Francois. They started a band, a group together.
Okay.
And I used to watch him rap, man. This was the days of 40 ounces and Philly blunts. So the first time I actually decided to rap out loud, because I did it by myself. I would freestyle by myself when no one was listening or around.
As is the way.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're like, I ain't going to show anybody that I do this. Count on me.
Yeah. But I was really into a lot of different hip hop at that time. But I think I was about 14, and I had just hit the blunt.
Ooh.
And we were in the room hot boxing.
Jazz Cabbage.
And they were just listening to, I don't know. You know when we used to record beats used to record the radio?
Yeah.
Somebody took a recording and looped it and had an instrumental. And we just played the instrumental for hours and hours and hours. And they were rapping. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to say my little quick.
Was this post Hit the Weed? Or
This is post. This is definitely
So you hit the weed and it was like,
yes.
I'm going to rap.
That is the perfect.
My life will be as an MC forever,
yes.
ever.
Yes, that was that moment, the aha.
Okay.
And the reaction, it was like 6 dudes in a room.
Yeah.
And the reaction was like, oh, shit, I might want to practice at this.
And what influence, like for me, I mean, it was different being in Eugene and feeling that inspiration. I didn't really, the hip hop that was offered to me, like, here, check this out, wasn't like, I had to hunt for it. You know, I get like a Too Short tape and I had to hide that and like just shit like that. What kind of music did you listen to? What was the inspiration? Was Dre dropped in 93, so that was when you were a freshman.
Yes.
Right. So and that was the golden drop of hip hop. That was like Outkast, Dre, Jay-Z, Nas. All these albums came out right then.
So I was on
Redman.
Keith Murray,
Okay. The most beautifulest thing in this world. That shit was
Yes.
hype. Yeah.
E40,
Yep.
another dude, Brother Lynch Hung.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
sick, twisted. Like I would never let my kid listen to stuff like this. That was straight murderous.
Yeah, like
but talk
terrifying
about styling
and
Freestyle Fellowship.
Okay.
All right.
How much of that was Freestyle Fellowship though?
Dude, they were on MTV.
Yeah.
Heavy rotation. I gotta be righteous. I gotta be me. I gotta be conscious. I gotta be free. I gotta be able. I gotta be. Man, I would sing that because that was like my first taste of conscious hip hop.
So that song ties into the lifeline of you a little bit later in this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're vibing, you're doing music, and then
I did a talent show.
A talent show. Tell me about that.
10th grade, me and my homie SD, shout out to Big Ass Hillside for life.
Boom.
We do this talent show. And we didn't win the talent show, but the response.
Hype.
What'd you do? We both wrote a song. We wrote an original song, remembered our shit, and then we hit the stage, cuss words and all. And I don't remember what it's about. I have that rhyme somewhere, but I don't remember what it's about. But we were styling.
Yeah.
And SD taught me how to dress. This is my best friend forever. Okay. Like,
was SD short for something or?
Sean Davis.
Sean Davis.
Yeah, he's an MC as well, still to this day.
Okay.
But he made sure my confidence was up. You know, you come across people in life that. Like you're a friend on a different level, right? And he's really like a blood brother. Like
you can tell him your deepest, darkest fears, and he'll like try and pull you out of it.
Oh hell yeah!
That's
or he's one of those. He just has your back.
Yeah.
You know, we've never had any kind of conflict. I tried to swing on him one time at some point, but he didn't even fight me back. He was just like, "Dude, you're tripping.
I ain't gonna hit you, man."
Yeah, he was like, no, more like, what the fuck you tripping on, bro? Just like being a real friend. And at a very young age, he was a young father, and I got to see him flourish and do what a man is supposed to do when he has a child. And
interesting.
It was awesome, and he's a great example. I get choked up when I think about how we came up. Yeah. He lost his mom when we were really young, so he actually came to stay with me for a while. And you can only imagine what life could be like when your best friend lives with you.
Wow.
And my mom trusted me.
Your mom's cool.
Thank
you. Want to say hi to your mom? She's going to be looking right in that camera.
Hi, Mama Mosley. Laura M. Gems. Yo, anybody watching this or listening.
Please, shout out.
My mom is a gemologist, and she's the good witch, and you should just really support that. LauraMGems.com. Shouting you out, moms.
There you go.
But my mom always says we grew up together. So my brother, he's a gangster. He was a gangster back in those days. He wasn't a gang banger, but he was the one that gang bangers were actually afraid of.
Okay.
So yeah, so I got the residual effect of that and being able to traverse the land with, hey, that's such and such little brother.
So it was like some mafia shit.
No, not like
meaning
that.
Like just don't fuck with him because he's made.
Kind of like
a connection via connection.
But I never called my brother for any reason in those times. It was always I handled my own business, and I didn't attract negative energy.
So was gang banging just everywhere where you grew up? Tell me. Okay, I'm a white kid from Eugene. I've said this before. It's obvious, you know. But I don't know what it's like to grow up where gang banging is everywhere. Will you tell me? I know what it's like to grow up where there's meth everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what it's like to grow up where there's gangbang. Will you help enlighten my perspective on that kind of creciendo, growing up? Like, what's that like?
So when those times, all right, I would say he graduated in 91. Yeah, that's when things, but before that, I was always around. I was always around as a kid since I was like 10 years old. We were in LA actually, and we lived in a area that was called Schoolyard Crip Hood.
Oh, Crip.
In LA by World on Wheels skating ring. So if you lived in a certain part of town, you either had to gang bang or be an athlete. or had just get the pass full on because you're a family member or something like that.
Okay.
Right. So when my brother was a senior in high school, I was a freshman. So I would I just noticed that it was a lot of tension. A lot of people getting jumped, like beat the fuck up. Can I say fuck?
No, you can curse all you want.
Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Like really a lot of violence. It's a super violent point in time of a lot of testosterone because it was just boys with misplaced energy.
Yeah.
They basically, a gangbanger is a person who would be a warrior if we were back in our tribal days. And it's a misplaced warrior because there's no fathers around. This is the height of gangbanger era is also the crack era as well. So crack just ran rampant everywhere. And I don't know many people who know their dads.
Your father.
My father was actually a musician.
Right.
Who passed away because of his cocaine abuse.
He played keys.
And
then watching SD raise his son, was that your first experience seeing a father figure?
We were 15 years old.
Wow.
He was a dad, dude, and he was on it. He did the best he could, and his son grew up around us, his oldest son.
What's his oldest son's name?
Darian.
What's up, Darian?
Yeah.
These people will tune in and see this, man.
Yeah.
I promise you that. So you got siblings. You got an older brother who gave you the pass.
Yep.
And because you could ball, you were good.
My older brother didn't give me a pass. He beat my ass
all
the time. All the time. He's 4 years older than me. I love my older brother. We're friends now.
We went down, the guy I met when we went and played in Santa Monica.
Yeah, the tall, dark skin.
That was he was cool.
He's weird, man.
He's good people.
Big Newt is the one you want on your side at all times. He had a heart of gold.
Okay.
But, you know, when we were young, he had some things he needed to get out.
Which is the way.
And, you know, I'm glad he's still alive. You know, he watched a lot of his friends go to jail, lose their life, a lot of tough situations. He has a lot of war stories. And I watched all this. So I always learned while all this gangbanging shit's going on, I saw what it did to my mom. And me and my mom are tight. And I was like, it didn't make sense to me that you would do something that would affect your mom like that, the one person in this world that really gives a fuck about you.
Right.
So I never wanted to piss her off because, I like my freedom. I never had a curfew. I have no jail record, never done no dumb shit besides smoke a lot of weed and drink young, but I never got in trouble because she had a rule. If you're going to be out there, you got to call me every 2 hours so let me know where you're at. One, we don't know what the streets have to offer, and she didn't really know where I was. She just had to trust me. But me and SD, we were known as the cool kids. We always had the chronic. Always.
And forgive
that's
but what type of weed were you puffing back then?
Who knows, dude?
Nobody knows. Were you picking seeds out?
Hell yeah, but it was fire. When it was then.
Yeah.
But while I'm dealing with all this, seeing all this violent shit happening, I was into girls. I was playing basketball, and that was my social group too.
Yeah.
But the gangbangers respected that. If you were decent and you showed you had heart, you got a pass in that town because Pasadena put out a lot of really good athletes. The gyms used to be packed. Football games, there's two schools, Pasadena High and John Muir High. Back in those days, they had a thing called the Turkey Tussle where they would play in the Rose Bowl. They still do this to this day. Pack it out.
They pack out the Rose Bowl?
Not fully.
But still.
But it's a lot of people.
It's like 100,000.
It's a drum corps. It's a tradition. And it's a deep Pasadena tradition.
Wow.
Even if you didn't go to those schools, you still went to that game because it was like that big.
I like it.
So growing up then, everybody knew each other. So it was weird that there's this gangbanging thing going on. There's Crips and Bloods and just different sections that don't like each other and lots of conflict all the time.
Can I ask a question about that?
Mm-hmm.
How much for us? Like, I'm just gonna put this out there. Like, growing up in Eugene, Oregon, and a lot of MCs come from Eugene, Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a big hip hop scene. And when 8 Mile hit, and us white rappers saw a white guy on there and he was a battle rapper. It changed the entire scene to battle rap. Now for you, when the Chronic came out and the gang life had a sound, how much did that influence your music and the actual did it escalate the violence or calm it at all, or did it make people more prideful? Nothing. What affected that?
Gangster rap was in, man.
Yeah.
People was rapping about gangster shit and demeaning women and
Right.
like, but then there was also that East Coast flavor because that shit was pumping on the radio. A lot of that.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say what.
Like who was coming out around that time? I think it was like Nas was around that time. Redman was big, dude. Redman was huge. The Wu-Tang came out around that time, and that
DOS Effects, even.
DOS Effects.
Make it a microphone
actually,
check 1 2. What is the
So DOS Effects, but previous to that, it was Crisscross and
Yep.
Another Bad Creation.
That was Atlanta.
Yeah, but
Jermaine Dupri.
we were wearing button-up shirts, ties with jeans because we wanted to be like Boys to Men.
Yep. ABC. BBD.
So you can imagine me and my crew are walking in the hood looking like Boys to Men, trying to sing and shit and rap.
Did you have the flat top?
Man, I had a flat top with the curly juice.
Yes.
With the fade. Used to go to just-in-time barbers up in Pasadena, get my hair cut, all this shit.
All right.
So it was deep culture, man.
Yeah, that's what
like a lot of deep culture. You got to remember, like Pasadena is where Jackie Robinson,
Yep.
was from. Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper. We'll get into Michael Cooper a little later in the show.
Los Angeles Lakers. Like he would put on camps there for the kids for free.
Wow.
So Pasadena is a microcosm of just really good stuff and tradition.
Okay.
So that's where I grew up. But it made no sense for the gangbanging to be there because there was lots of other avenues that were readily available, but it was just the shit to gangbang and to be in the kind of gangster shit for young men.
So you got out of that.
Yes.
And took your hoop skills to a JC.
Yeah.
And that JC was what?
College of the Canyons.
College of the Canyons.
But before that, when I graduated high school in 1996, I dipped out and went to Lindsborg, Kansas, to a school called Bethany College.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Where I majored in escapism.
For real?
Hell yeah. Dude.
Explain to me what that means.
I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Oh, that's what you mean by
the
escapism.
most about
I was like, is this a real degree? What the? I got a PhD in escapism.
Dude,
at the
one
Houdini
semester,
College.
in one semester, I got a PhD in that shit because I did get the fuck out of there.
What was Kansas like for you? Just
terrible.
Culture shock?
Yeah, terrible.
Big time.
So I get to, I graduate, and mom's is like, you got to pick a school, go somewhere. I didn't get any scholarships. I didn't pass the SAT. My GPA was fucked up. Basically, whoever was going to get me on the team knew they had a project.
Right.
Because I could play.
How tall were you when you graduated?
I think I was 6'3".
What was your vertical leap?
I don't know, but
you could boing. You could dunk.
I had boings.
You could dunk
like stupid.
Okay.
I didn't know how to control my body yet. That was later, but I did have game. No, I could play.
What position did you play? Like the 3?
I
2?
played anything from 3 to 5.
Okay.
6'3", 150 pounds.
Which led to your nickname
Sticks.
Got it. So tell me about Kansas.
So Kansas, I get off the plane. The coach comes pick me up. First of all, the coach was deaf.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know how this. It was weird.
Coach, put me in. I don't even know. Did you have to learn sign language?
He was actually a really cool dude, but it was hard to understand his speech. He couldn't hear certain things, and there were certain players that would fuck with him like that. And that bothered me.
Yeah.
People laughing would bother me.
Where'd you get your heart from, man? Your apathy awareness is very high. As I know you pretty well now. I mean, we talk damn near every day.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a couple of years, but it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
But you have apathy. You feel people's pain.
Empathy.
Empathy. Sorry.
Apathy
I'm
means
sorry.
you don't care.
Yeah, no. Empathy.
I got a lot of apathy as a grown ass man.
Sorry, man. I'm on 2 mates and some crazy ass whiskey that's clear. But
yes,
empathy. Did your mom give you that? Why do you have that innately in you?
I just never like to see people in pain.
I don't like it either.
And I've always cared about people.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a I don't give a fuck kind of guy. I don't even say that. I really give a fuck.
You do.
About a lot of things that I probably shouldn't. And then, as an older man now, there's things I have a lot of.
But it's interesting that you like social studies.
Yeah, I care about people.
It goes with your empathy. It's in line. And then this coach, people make fun of you. You're like, I don't like that. Did you help the kids that were getting picked on in school? Stick up for them and shit? Or you like?
Yeah, I did a little bullying myself, though, because I was fucked up in the head and angry about shit. But I never liked to see it. Yeah. And when I realized what I was doing, it was somebody beat my ass, bro. This kid, I think he was on, it's autism now. But me and my buddy, we would walk home from school and we would see this kid. And one day we decided to try to jump this kid, me and my buddy, right? He beat our ass.
You don't fuck with an autistic person, man.
Dude, he was
They got
heavy.
autism strength.
Dude, he was heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Like when he hit me in the chest and I heard the bass. Boom. It's like, damn, that hurt. Then he took my buddy and tossed him. Threw him like 5 feet.
Like Incredible Hulk shit.
And I remember walking home and we had to laugh at ourselves. Like, why the fuck did we do that? we would see that kid, and I remember apologizing to him.
See, but you apologized.
Yeah.
Because you have empathy.
Yeah.
That's in your nature, and I respect that about you, man. So Kansas didn't work out for you?
Kansas didn't work out for me. Basically, I felt like I just, one, every girl there was ugly. I had never been around that many white people in my life.
Were you raised and around mostly African Americans and Latinos and shit like that?
I was raised around everybody. I grew up all around.
Melting pot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Marshall was a good mix of diversity. But I mostly hung around, when I was really young, it was all, black people. And then it just started, I noticed my friend group, the older I got, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, graduated. Then when I got out of school, it was like, man, I love everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I give that to my mom.
That's what I was going to say.
Your
mom is very just open and like, so, okay. Like just, yeah. She's cool. I met her once when we were down there and she stopped by and I instantly could feel her kindness. That makes sense.
Yeah.
She's a G. Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah.
So you left Kansas and went to the Canyon?
Then I came back to Cali for a little while.
Okay.
Started working a job, and then my buddy was like, "Hey man, you need to come up to this school and try out." So I went and tried out, made the team.
College of the Canyons.
College of the Canyons. That was 97 through 99. I played there.
By that time, did you know what position you were playing mostly?
I was a power forward.
Okay. And you had grown more?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's when I feel I ended up being 6'4".
Okay.
They put me on a weightlifting program, but they weren't feeding me, which made no sense.
That doesn't make sense.
I was poor as shit.
They're like, eat this creatine.
Yeah, I had creatine.
Water weight retention.
Yeah.
I never understood. That's what we got thrown on when I was doing my thing. Yeah. We was like, just eat I had the creatine powder thing.
The white, yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, man.
Your heart racing and shit.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Huh.
Terrible. So they tried to thicken me up, but I wasn't eating. It didn't matter. But what I did learn was I was in shape. I was smoking packs of Swisher Sweets at the time. I learned about Swisher Sweets in Kansas. The homie, I had a baseball player that was a roommate from San Diego.
Yep.
And he was like, yo, I can get the bud. Just keep a pack of sweets and we all good.
So you've been smoking consistently for at least 10 years at this point?
Almost, man, since I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're at the Canyons, you're lifting, you're not on the program. The nutrition levels didn't seem like they were where they needed to be when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Now these kids are like fucking monsters. You're like, Jesus, this kid is like, looks like he's go fucking bench press.
Yeah.
2 plates on each side. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But so College of the Canyons, you're there, and I have to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
I have to bring this up because it's one of the first things I ever learned about you. And we'll get into how I learned about you and stuff like that. But Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, Kobe Mamba mentality. He came to your community college. Why the fuck did Kobe Bryant come to visit your team?
It wasn't our team. It was our facilities.
Okay.
We had a dope facility.
Okay.
There was a gym. There was weight room right under the gym. There was another fitness center above the actual gymnasium. And it was kind of away from everything as well.
Okay.
But he came during the year of the lockout. Right? So if you think about this, I think that was 98. There, 98, he couldn't shoot really. That jump shot, that fadeaway, that Black Mamba shit.
Yeah.
I watched that dude work that like a full-time job.
What did you learn from watching that guy?
That I didn't love basketball like that.
Why?
Because to be a champion, that's what it took all day and night. I would walk in, I would get to school 8:30. He's in the gym.
Really?
He's going hard. He's already sweating. He's got a trainer passing him the ball. He's doing drills, doing all the shit. I get out of class about 2:30, 3 o'clock. He's still in the gym. So,
what?
Yeah, he's going hard still with the trainer. All right, so we get down like 3:30. We had to do conditioning and weightlifting before practice.
Uh-huh.
So we would go do it, and sometimes he would come down to the weight room. So I watched all that. But there was this one day, and it was right around the time he dropped that album.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Yeah, he loved music. We sat down, so I was freestyling still then, and I was really confident in my shit. So before every basketball game, I would freestyle to get people hyped up and all that. But there was this one day we were training. It was during the off season, I think. It was just preseason. He's like, "Yo, who can rap?" And the whole team is like, "Sticks, I want Sticks." So me and him go and sit on a weight bench across from each other, closer than we are now. And he starts busting that shit that he rapped on his album.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're sitting
Have I ever told you this?
I remember, but it's like I'm trying to dig it up in the most pure way, like an artifact, and dust it off, get those clean bones out of it. You're sitting across a weight bench from Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
And he had just released his album and he was on NBA lockout. And you're how old? Like 19?
19, 20.
You're 19 years old sitting across from a bench from Kobe fucking Bryant.
Yes.
And he's like, "Let's rap?"
Yeah.
Tell me. Everything. Spare no details, please.
He busts his shit, so he busts like a couple of verses. And to be honest, I was like,
stick to basketball?
Yeah.
That's okay to say that. It's okay to say that.
Because I was listening to motherfuckers who really rap.
Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was honing my skills. I had just started actually writing my raps for real around that time. And I remember hearing his style and the way he would pronounce words. He's from Philly, so he had that East Coast thing, but it wasn't like the East Coast rappers I was used to. So it was like, it was cool. It was cool, but as you hear people talk about that now, they were like, "Yeah, Kobe's album, woo!" But he was serious. He was serious about music. So I'm just freestyling. I just freestyled with him about whatever. I don't even remember what it was about. He was like, "Yo, you need to keep doing that."
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So around this time, the coach had found out I smoked weed. Right? Because I lived in the starting five, we all lived in the same house. But somehow he found out. I think I just came to school smelling like weed. No, I remember what it was. One dumbass, my stoner ass fucking young me. My back was fucked up already. So I would have to go get treatment. One day I got a sack of some sticky, and I put it in my sock.
Of course, why not?
So the trainer is stretching me out, and he's got my skinny ass leg right here, and there's this bulging ass sack of weed in my sock. Dude.
And you're
oh God, I'm embarrassed now even thinking about that.
And you're looking up at your coach like,
no, it's a trainer, and I'm like, fuck, there's a sack. Is he gonna tell? Because he's actually a cool dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure he told what he's supposed to do. But the coaches found out, and then so I was already in the doghouse, but I still played 40 minutes every game. They made me run my ass off.
Like, let's see how good you are under that weed, boy.
Every minute of every game,
now,
unless I got in foul trouble.
Has Kobe Bryant ever tried? But you went and you traded bars with him in the gym.
Yeah.
But did you get to like be on the court with him?
Hell yeah.
He like talked to your team and like.
No, it wasn't like no inspirational talks or nothing like that. But there was times where he would line up the whole team and work on his fadeaway. And if he missed and you got the ball, he would let you try to do some shit.
No shit.
He loved our point guard.
Mm.
But you know, he of course you link up with people and you like them.
Yeah.
But there was this one time where he did his shit, and I know that crossover.
Yeah, because you're a Laker fan, man. Pasadena.
I am born and bred Laker fan. I know that crossover. I won't say I ripped him. I just tipped the ball.
You got your fingers.
I got these two
fingers on a Kobe Bryant crossover.
And it pissed him off.
He got mad
He
at you.
got mad.
What do you do?
He did some shit, some street ball shit on me and blew
Just
by me.
Blapped you.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was one time where he shot and missed and I got the ball and I tried to do something and I couldn't even take a half a step and he just ripped me. It was like, damn, dude, how fast are you? How tall are you? How high can you really
just had
jump?
everything, huh?
He was the same age, but he felt like he was 10 years older than us. He wasn't 6'6". He was like 6'8". He was larger than life. And his personality, he was really cocky at that time. That's before life had humbled him. But
like the rape thing.
Yeah, all that shit was had gone on. But his work ethic, man. I knew I didn't have that. With all the political shit that was happening on my team and they like this person, don't like this person. I knew I didn't care for basketball to do what a champion had to do. Cause that's what it takes. You had to work that shit like it's a full-time job.
Yeah, and as an athlete, I've always found it an advantage being an ex-athlete myself and being on teams my whole life. When I get into a room with my band, I'm like, this is so similar. Like last night we had a practice, right?
Yeah.
That was like fucking walkthrough drills, right?
Yeah.
And we just got it done and we were efficient and we got 7 songs for you to rap on now.
Straight up. Yeah.
The next show. So like I always feel like athletes have an advantage because we see to be good at something, the actual work ethic it takes to get there. And then the kind of like teammate you have to be in a group.
Mm-hmm.
I find that interesting.
Yeah, man. I mean, you have to work on your own shit. You want to be great and be around greatness, you have to make sure you do your part. And the best thing you can do is work on your own shit. Like, if you don't work on your art, me and you ain't doing nothing together. Because I work on my shit.
Yeah.
I can't kick it with nobody who's subpar. Or
Right.
if you are one of those people who can't finish anything.
I hate that shit.
Dude, I used to be that guy.
Me too.
Like, not just procrastinate, but to really be, it's like you can have talent, but if you don't work on your shit,
Yeah.
there's a moment when your talent ain't enough, but your work ethic just takes over.
Yeah. My whole struggle, my whole life has been like, my work ethic is like unparalleled for the last 5 minutes before it's due. And just kind of like pushing that curve back down so it's consistent. And then like, I figure it out like, oh, if I work a little bit, I don't have to just kill myself at the end of the day, at the end of the deadline. That kind of always, but did you take some of this work ethic with you into your music?
Yes.
and your pursuit of being a dope MC.
Yes.
Okay, so you also took basketball with you, and you took social work. And on the screen right now, I remember you sharing this with me. That's you. What's up with the dreads, man?
Man, I had been exposed to Bob Marley. I had a girlfriend who opened me up, and
what is this? Is this a news clip or what?
This is Venice basketball.
So you go to Venice Beach all the time and play?
Yeah, I used to go to Venice Beach all the time. And this was a point in my life where I wanted to help people. I had just become a full-time musician as well. Boosties.
There you go.
And I just, that's a really loving dude right there. I just got my egg just got cracked wide open with Bob Marley.
Got to crack this rim right here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, dude.
6'4", 120 pounds.
I like how you say that, like to intimidate somebody. I'm 6'4", 120.
120, homie. Don't run up on me. But during this time of life, like this was after college and all that. I had a moment where I didn't have a place to go. I didn't have a home, but I was just couch surfing, doing what I could. I wasn't like disheveled homeless, but I was homeless in a motherfucker.
What's this Wingard Youth Complex? What's that?
That's a place. That's a homeless youth center down on Hollywood Boulevard. And right there, I was working for a place called My Friend's Place, which is a youth center. And funny, doubling back.
Yeah.
Kobe did a fundraiser there.
Oh. I've seen it. I know the street.
Yeah, that's on Hollywood Boulevard, right across from Tommy's Burgers in the freeway.
Okay.
So I used to pull kids from trying to jump off the freeway.
No shit.
All kinds of crazy shit.
So you took your social studies love from high school into a full-time social worker job.
Yeah.
And then mixed that in with basketball and music.
Yes.
So you started to form your identity as an adult with basketball, music, and social work. Okay. Yeah. And through this journey, through that self-id creation. Well, let me, okay, hold on. So at this point, you moved into your own apartment in Venice Beach, right?
565.
And you're moving in, and you are singing a song that you sang earlier in this interview.
Gotta be righteous, I gotta be me.
Gotta be conscious, I gotta be free.
My man Jay Brave.
Right.
All right.
Shout out to Jay Brave.
Jay Brave. Jay Brave got me to start rapping for real. Rapping, recording, performing, doing poetry, doing events and shit like that. Jay Brave cracked me open. We had a trade-off because I was working at this homeless youth center. I met Jay Brave in Westchester, California on the basketball court. I went to this basketball court. I was dogging the shit out of people, talking shit, the whole everything.
Just in your prime, you're like 20-something.
I'm hooping. No coaches. I'm strong. I'm fast.
Man strength coming up.
Yeah, I'm angry. Jay Brave will be like, I got him every time. And I would dog him too, but he fought hard.
Can Jay Brave ball?
Jay Brave can ball.
He can?
Yes, used to.
Was he like a boards guy or was he?
No, he was just a playmaker.
He's a playmaker.
This weird jump shot. He would shoot from half court on your ass.
He's like Curry?
No.
Okay.
But just like, I can't believe this motherfucker made that shit.
Really?
But he has this spin move.
Oh.
I used to love it, like, whoop, whoop. So me and Jay Brave, we're playing ball against each other at this court, Westchester Park. And he hears me freestyling. Here we go with the freestyling again.
Yeah, which is like the common language of the modern man. It's like,
right. I'm smoking a blunt freestyling. Yeah. And he's like, yo, man, you're pretty dope. Can I get your number? I'm like, yeah, cool. Ended up, he's like, yo, I got some bud for sale too, so we should link up.
Okay.
All right. So
Did Jay Brave had the Chronic?
Yeah, he actually did.
Jay Brave had the Chronic.
He has some fire.
Jay Brave had the Chronic. I love it. Let's go.
So Jay Brave is a super conscious brother.
Yeah, he is.
But then he had cornrows going to the back. He was starting to get open.
Okay.
But I took him to a place called Agape, a spiritual center, and I've never been so happy to take somebody to church before. It's not like a Jesus like focused church. It's just more spirituality. He's a Jehovah's Witness. He grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
This place cracked him wide open. So that's a long story. But Jay Brave ends up calling me and he's like, please come to the studio. I have a studio. I have weed. I have blunts. There's food. Just come through and I'll just play whatever. And you just go, homie. You do you. And I was like, no, I have a job. I was doing pretty good for myself.
Yeah.
I was doing really good for myself.
You were a social worker.
No, I was a social service worker.
Social service worker.
I was on the front lines.
Front lines.
Right. But I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
I was doing okay and like better than I was previous.
Like most people at that age aren't putting in work like that.
Right. So I'm out there on the street. I'm reliable. I'm good at what I do. I loved my job. I missed that part of my life. It was just a lot of other shit going on. But Jay is like, yo, man, let's do this music. Come on, let's do this music. And I was like, if I get you a job at this homeless youth center and you take it, I'll start rapping. Got him an interview and the motherfucker took the job.
You used your ability to rap to make somebody work for this social service program?
Straight up.
That's G, dude.
Straight up.
I like that.
I didn't do it. It was
organic.
It was totally organic.
That's good.
I didn't look at it that way then. I was just like,
I don't think yet, Trevor. I don't think that would be yet.
I didn't know that he was open to it. So he took the job and I had a good rapport with my boss and she loved him and the kids loved him and everything.
Yeah.
So we starting, now I'm like, I really rock with this dude.
Okay.
He's a friend and he always had my best interest at hand. So it comes to a point where we're really tight. And I had a falling out with a lovely young lady I was staying with. I had to leave. I had nowhere to go. And I was figuring things out. And one day I'm just like, man, I'm trying to figure it out. He's like, dude, I just got an apartment in Venice Beach. I'm like, on 6th and Broadway. Okay. That's basically, it's literally 7 minutes from the apartment to the water, till your feet are in the water. It's a 7-minute walk.
And in LA, that's kind of like, duh.
Yeah,
right? We're doing that.
It was so cheap. It was a 3-bedroom for $600.
How much was
$1,600 for a 3-bedroom.
16
in Venice Beach.
Now what is it? What is it now?
It's probably something like $5,000.
5, yeah, okay.
Something ridiculous, I bet.
All right.
But while I'm moving in this place, I'm unpacking my truck and I'm singing, I gotta be righteous, I gotta be me.
Me. Yeah.
So this tall, light-skinned dude comes out of the downstairs apartment and he's like, oh, you like that shit? And I'm like, homie, you don't know nothing about this shit right here. This that real hip-hop.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his face. And I didn't think of anything. So I pack all my shit. Mind you, nobody helped me unpack my shit. And had I known who this dude is, he probably would have helped me out anyway, knowing his personality.
Yeah.
And, as I got to know him, being his neighbor and friend. But he comes out and he hands me a CD signed, Freestyle Fellowship.
What?
What's your name? Sticks. Oh, 2 Sticks.
What?
I'm like, you're in Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
Right.
Because I just had this video.
And you were listening to him in high school.
Listening to it in high school.
And
but
it was
MTV. It was on a mixtape that I got. So I didn't have any names and I just remembered Freestyle Fellowship.
And you were singing the Freestyle Fellowship song.
Yes.
And that person who wrote that song,
Micah 9.
was Micah 9, and that's who he was.
That's who he was.
You fucking moved into an apartment complex singing a Micah 9 song, and Micah 9 came out of the complex and said, you like that shit?
Yes.
And you're like, you don't know nothing about this. And you moved in and became neighbors with quite possibly the greatest MC on planet Earth right now?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry. Are you hearing this shit? You see what I'm saying? This is fucking crazy.
So, and mind you, this is me saying yes to Jay Brave, like, let's fucking make some music, bro.
Dominoes.
Like, I'm moving in here. The booth was, as soon as you opened the door to our apartment, Mike, Mac, let's go. 2 sets of earphones.
Boom.
All right. So me and him had already been like fucking around.
Yeah.
And we were like should it just be me and you, or should we make this thing?
Mm-hmm.
So now I live in Venice Beach, up above from Micah 9.
That's crazy, dude.
And I'm hooping on the beach. If there's people out there, I'm hooping.
You're living the dream, you know.
I was definitely
that is
deep in the
dream. Like, you're affordable housing close to the Venice Beach where you can hoop all the time with some of the best street ballers, and you live in an apartment complex with the best rapper in the world.
Yes. And so I'm
with
living,
your boy. And okay, hold on a second.
From homelessness, straight up from homelessness to
social worker,
to social
service worker.
Yes,
helping people who were homeless.
Yes,
smoking all the weed you can.
Yes,
beautiful dreadlocks,
beautiful flowing.
And okay, I want to at that time, what did you like about rapping? Right then, in that moment, what gave you the fucking hunger? What was it about it?
I just knew I was different.
Yeah,
I just knew I had something unique because I would hear other artists, and I just always had a different thing. I liked the bar out. I just knew like you need to flip it up a little bit to stand out.
You don't use a lot of metaphors or similes when you rap. You don't go like a bird that's in like a this, like that, like a Talib Kweli.
That's hard for me.
Yeah, I don't know. But you're very poetic with that shit. And you involve a lot of spirituality in your lyrics too. And, you know, different types of religion, depending on what you think is religious. You always are a bit, what I want to know is at that point, like, for me, this is the genesis of the Luminaries. Right. This is obviously where the Luminaries began.
Yep.
Living with Micah 9, did you take anything? What was it for? Okay, it's so hard to go from here, but what was it like living next to Micah 9? What did you see living with him? What was it like? He was cool with you.
Dude, that was my guy. That's my bro.
Okay.
One. Like, he was my MC mentor.
Okay. Right? That's powerful mentor to have. That's like Yoda's downstairs.
Like, he made sure that it was conscious hip hop coming out of our mouth. He would always say, man, that spiritual shit, that's where it's at. Like, keep it there. Like, it may not be the most popular thing, but that's who y'all are. Y'all the good brothers.
Okay.
Like, y'all are very good brothers. And if you know anything about Micah 9 is out there. Way out there, and
way out in space station.
He at that time, he was open to different experiences. So I saw an MC and a man who was going through some things, but his power lyrically as an artist, man, amazing.
Probably one of the most in-demand dudes in the 90s to be on a track, underground hip hop. So he would just be getting paper, sending off verses, and you would be there.
I'd be rolling blunts right behind him.
Just sitting there rolling them blunts.
Yep.
Nonstop.
Not nonstop, but.
Can you twist one? Can you twist a straight shooter?
Man.
Okay, I believe you.
Too good. I could roll a log out of that thing.
But you saw that work ethic. He's like got that work ethic like Kobe, but as a lyricist, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's a beast. Like he would bar out and we would go to studio sessions. And he actually, a little while after like living there and really like getting tight, he was doing an album called The Citrus Sessions. And he wanted us to rap. This was my first time recording something that actually got that was mixed, mastered, and put out correctly. Okay. The rest was just like some bullshit with no mix, just Jay Brave doing the best he absolutely could.
Yeah.
No money behind anything.
Yeah.
So we go to 17th Street Studios. I think that was in Orange County.
Oh, see.
We hop in Micah's van, hot box the shit out of that all the way down. And we're eating weed, brownies, hot boxing, and we get down there and he's like, yo, I want y'all to write a song, write a 16, you write a 16, you write a 16, and we're going to go and record it. And it's going to be on my album. And the name of the song is Just Stay Strong on the Citrus Sessions.
Okay. Then people can look it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the verse I did was, daily I dwell through the bottomless pits of LA, seeing human beings living in the worst way. Horrible conditions, let me explain. Imagine being born and raised in hardships and pain. At the age of 16, becoming a runaway. If you stay home, there's nothing but death to gain. He wouldn't let me change anything. I didn't get a second take or nothing. He was like, that's perfect. Put that shit out.
Yeah.
Right? So he really encouraged us to show who we were lyrically.
Okay.
So hanging with him, building with them, recording with them, there's a bunch of unreleased music that we would just go down there and freestyle and shit, because you know he's the freestyle. He's an animal.
Yeah, he's like
I've never heard any MC that can hang with him.
He's the best freestyle on earth.
I've never seen anybody that can hang with him.
And because he doesn't just do one style, he's like jazz with it. He sings, he just flips cadences, he just spews flow.
Disgusting.
He's like a water entity.
Yes.
And you should go look up Micah 9. And for those who don't know, now that we've talked him up, I mean, you might as well go peep Micah 9. You spell it
MYKA number 9.
Number 9. And if you want to hear probably the greatest rapper on the planet Earth right now, a true Jedi of lyricism and rhythmic American poetry, check out Micah 9. And that kind of shaped the Luminaries crew.
Luminaries, excuse me, sir. So we're sitting down in his studio and we're running off names because we have this idea. It was 3 of us at this time. We ended up getting another guy, but he ended up, I had to kick him out my house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rent?
No, he
Dishes?
actually, no, worse.
What?
I had my door locked, dude, and this dude would go and steal money out my change jar.
All right, you're out.
You're out.
You're out.
Your character is shitty. You got to go. You're a sleazeball. That's how I felt about him. I've totally forgiven that dude, and I hope he's doing well in life. I don't want to say his name right.
No need to.
But Micah was like, "Yo, man, y'all brothers y'all got the light. Y'all got the light. Y'all got the light." And I don't know where the name came out of. It was like the Luminaries. You guys are Luminaries, and we named our shit Luminaries.
That's where it came from.
That's where Luminaries came from. It started with me and Jay Brave. Then we got Chris Devzich. Then we got Truth I Manifest and Arad and the Silver Moon. There were a couple. So that's now 7. And we were like rocking over beats, right? And I was like, we should get a band.
That's another thing I want to ask you. When did you know what it felt like to rap to a band as opposed to beats? Because we both know that's a way different battlefield.
Whole nother world.
When did you go? Did you go to like an open mic and sit in and be like, this is what's up? Or what was it? Do you remember?
We had a party. We had a party in our backyard, and this dude who ended up being our guy, who had the studio, Conscious Krieger.
Okay.
From Conscious
I've been to that
Studios.
studio.
Yes.
I recorded there with you. Okay, I know. That's awesome studio.
Awesome studio,
awesome.
Right? Santa Monica. Conscious was he ended up being our MD. So
for Luminaries.
Right. Okay. So he has all these different band members, people he knows. It's just a small circle of, it's us hippies. We're hippies. We're hippied out at this point, full on. And so we had Conscious Krieger. He would play keys, sometimes guitar. Mm-hmm. Then we had Eric Soul Living, who is an animal on guitar. Eric Soul Living. Look him up. I love this dude. He's an animal.
Noted.
And then we had Benjamin, who was a bass player
at the
time.
Man.
I love Ben. That's
Ben's
my
good people.
dog. Ben pulled me out of the hole multiple times.
Okay.
Because I was like, I dealt with a lot of depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, but funny thing about depression, sometimes the right people just come knocking on your fucking door at the darkest hour.
Yeah.
And those are what you call true friends.
True friends.
So Ben is a true friend. Everybody in that band, a true friend, whether we still talk or not, I still love everybody. Right. And that's how I'm gonna keep it on that.
Good.
But these musicians came and we would start building. So now we added, so it was Chris Devsich, Truth I, Aradana. We added another singer, Mason.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Mason. She plays the violin.
Yeah. So what is that?
Fiddle.
That's 6 vocalists.
It's like a lot.
So it was so over the top. And we're all yelling on the mic. But we decide to start recording, and we recorded a song called Peace.
Okay. And that would be something that if we did have a video for that, we could actually see the situation that you had gotten yourself into and found yourself in with this many people called the Luminaries.
Luminaries.
Okay.
Why you keep saying Luminaries?
No, I don't. I'm saying Luminaries.
I don't want to get mad because
Listen
people used to be like, are you the Luminaries?
No, Luminaries. Does it sound like Luminaries?
A little bit.
Luminaries. Luminaries. There you go. Luminaries.
Luminaries.
Okay. And
there they go.
And this is the video for that song, Peace.
Yeah. Look up. Who's that?
Tell me who we see right here.
All right. That's Truth Eye.
Okay.
My man's a wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the crew. That's Truth Eye on the mic.
That's you.
Jay Brave.
There he is, Jay Brave.
Yeah. Guido.
There's Mason.
Yep. It's Conscious on the keys.
Yeah.
And that's a writer and a singer with Mason. Mason's fire. She was super fire.
That's you rapping.
Yeah.
P is for the P. Can you rap your verse right here?
P is for the people, E is for the essence, A is for the answers that we get from God's questions, C is for the conscious, and E is for the earth. So everybody got to stand up and find their worth. Yeah, man. So this song, there was a terrorist attack when we released this video. There was a terrorist attack in India that blew this song up. All of a sudden, people were going to this song. We were looking at it on YouTube. We just watched it rise.
Whoa.
We rised up to like 50,000 hits.
Wow.
And then the phone starts ringing.
Huh.
Who are you guys? You guys want to play ba 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 ba? You guys want to play this thing? You guys want to be a part of this thing?
Who answered the calls?
Jay Brave.
Jay Brave was the guy.
Oh, Jay Brave got a mouthpiece like no other when it comes to the business of music. I love this.
Yeah,
dude.
he's solid.
Super solid.
Solid.
If there anybody who
that guy.
Yeah.
Jay Brave, man.
He will enroll you in anything. He's a born salesman.
Yeah,
in a good way.
He nourishes.
Yeah,
should I say?
I love this dude. He helped open me up, and vice versa. We've helped each other in a major way.
Great energy. You could check him out. He does hip hop still. He has his album. He just dropped an album.
Yeah, I think he just dropped the EP.
Okay, so check out Jay Brave.
Just had a kid too.
Just had a kid. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, man, I love this dude. But we have this thing now, and he's answering the phone, and so we end up like doing short tours, doing this, and then all of a sudden this terrorist event happens, and our first international experience was going to Palestine and Israel.
Really?
Yes.
So
from one song.
You made this song. First of all, you all went out and bought white.
Oh, we would rock white at every show.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
was that the gimmick?
You see 10 people on stage wearing white. One people used to think we were a Christian band.
Yeah.
And I always did my best to make sure, like, nah, this ain't no Christian rap right here.
Yeah.
This is just spiritual. We don't get down with any denomination. Even though we were praying and meditating and all that shit. But it was a multitude of just different things that were really good.
And there was a market for this hip hop with a conscious, light bearing flavor.
Still is a market.
Still is a market.
Yeah.
Peace Worldwide starts with them side.
Yes, that was our.
So you got flown.
Yes.
Paid and flown.
Yes.
To Palestine, Israel, and there's some video of it. You're rocking shows.
Yep.
Whole squad. And is this your first time leaving the country?
First time.
Are you kidding me?
This trip right here, when we got the call, I was forced to hurry up and get my passport.
No way.
Yeah.
Your first time ever leaving. You're meeting with dignitaries?
Yes.
And children? And you're trying to unite Palestine and Israel through music is kind of the intention?
Well, it wasn't. We were going after the young people to try to just like kill the beef as best we could. Like, hey, man, I was walking around like straight up like, yo, if I could put you in a room with people who are the same age as you from the other side of that wall,
you wouldn't even.
You think it would be cool? And most of the responses were like, hell yeah, man. And we realized it was an old man's conflict.
But look, here's some youth right there.
Yeah, that dude was a skater. He was super dope. He was doing shit. I was like, we're in Israel, you're getting it. And so in Palestine, we found these B-boys called the X Games. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, they were super dope, man. And then,
Those kids.
beatboxing, dancing, skateboarding. They were doing all kinds of shit in Palestine.
Wow.
And war-torn. It looked like,
Look at you signing autographs.
bro, it was amazing. Yeah, people getting shot.
Oh, man, you're crying.
I didn't understand the conflict. And to see one side was basically sticks and slingshots versus rockets and big ass guns, and a lot of young soldiers, 17, 18 years old, with big ass guns, smoking big ass cigarettes.
Because it's like Switzerland. If you're once you come of age, you're immediately enrolled in the army and you're given a weapon.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's Ben.
Or you can run to America.
There's Ben, right?
Like a lot of them too.
Yeah.
And I was out at we went out to a bar, and the guys are all. First of all, we went to a bar in Bethlehem.
Wow.
I'm tripping like, we're at a bar in Bethlehem? Like, this is a sacred game. You got a bar here.
There's like Christmas songs about this place, man. What's going on?
Exactly. So we're out there and we're hanging out one night, and the fellas are trying to mac on every Israeli girl they could because they're very beautiful.
Okay.
There was a lot of beauty going on. And it was, so we go to this bar, and the guys are hitting on girls, and I'm just kind of chilling. So this one girl who was really interesting, we just talking. I'm just like, what's up with you? What's going on in Bethlehem? Like, I'm not trying to hit on her. I had a woman, so I was like, I'm cool. But she ends up telling me, it's like, yeah, I'm a little bit different. I operate the 50 cal. This girl looks like a model, and she is she's been in the army for about 4 years, and she was the big gunner girl.
She runs the 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I heard a lot of different stories, and a lot of young people who were going up the ranks.
Isn't it funny that our culture is so fascinated with Call of Duty and all the guns in it, and if they actually saw what they do and how to use them, they probably wouldn't be as interested.
I don't know, man. It's
just the death associated with it, and the danger and the actual brutality of the weapon itself. But they're not afraid to use it in Call of Duty.
Not afraid.
So,
and the look in this woman's eyes, she had definitely killed some people.
Really?
Yeah. And the other girls were soldiers too. So I was wondering how in depth the conversation the boys were going with these women, because they probably were like,
they had no idea that they're like hitting on a woman. She's like a knife assassin specialist.
Yes. No clue.
She's like a poison. She's like a
Black
secret
belt
agent,
Krav Maga,
heavily equipped for espionage. She's like,
she's like, I fuck people up for a living.
Yeah. But don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Yeah, that experience was crazy. But we were hanging out there, and we were doing these shows, and we were meeting with dignitaries. So we were traveling with privilege, going back and forth from Palestine and Israel.
Wow.
And I don't want to sound like a sympathist in any way, but like when you got rockets versus rocks, it's a one-sided thing.
Who had what?
Israeli, of course, has the money. Tel Aviv looks like Miami.
Really?
Just like Miami. No different.
Like South Beach?
Yeah. Okay. Just like it. Just like it. The ocean's dirty and shit.
You know who lives there now?
Who?
Quentin Tarantino.
Wouldn't.
And he just said in a podcast, he's like, I mean, it's like Miami.
It looks just
That's
like
what
Miami.
He said. Why do you live it? It's kind of awesome and like Miami.
You can party.
Get a kid there.
Get whatever drugs you want.
Wow.
And then you go 30 miles, and then you pass this wall, and it's just like
third world.
It's Muslim. But the stereotypes that people, dude, the nicest people. I was walking the streets of Palestine at 4 a.m., and there's nothing but young men around with nothing to do. Deep, highly educated, but have nothing to do, nowhere to go, right? Because they're so oppressed. So they're just hanging out in the street. So me and Guido, when we first got there, it was like 4 a.m. We decided to go for a walk.
That's smart.
Yeah. Who's smart as hell in this war-torn town, Calkilia. And
Logical.
So you logically went for a 4 a.m. walk in a town called Calkilia.
Calkilia, not Calkilia, no, Calkilia.
Calkilia.
So we're out there, And dudes are like, come here, man. Come here. Who are you? And then they hear our accents, and we're like, yeah, we're from America. You know? And looking at Guido like, are you a Jew? And one of them even asked me. I was like, nope, he's not. He's Croatian. No.
Totally.
And then he was like, why are you hanging out with them? And what the fuck are you doing here, basically? Didn't cuss, but it was love. I got invited to dinner.
What?
Yeah, I was invited to dinner. I was invited to their home, and I was embraced and shown so much love there. And
that's your first international experience, is that?
As Palestine.
Okay, let me just rewind this thing. I think I'm starting to see why you're so unique and just amazing person, is that like,
oh, thank you.
So far you've traded bars with Kobe Bryant, at that time the greatest basketball player on the planet. You lived underneath Micah 9, the greatest rapper on the planet. And your first international travel was to Jerusalem, Palestine, to try
Palestine
and
and Israel.
bring peace to that valley.
Yes. Best
Go on.
I never really think about it like that.
Well, you should, bro. Maybe you should think about what the fuck's going on right now, because it's pretty fucking startling. And I don't mean to curse so much. Shout out to Horner at Skyway. We love your barbecue. But I'm just saying, this is fucking amazing so far.
Yeah.
And you took that, and that wasn't the only international travels.
No.
You and that band
Yeah.
went all over the planet Earth. Where did you go? Some of the places you went.
Oh man, so many places I can't even remember.
You went to
even on the way to Palestine, we stopped in London.
Bali?
We went to Bali.
You played in Bali. You played in Costa Rica.
Bali Spirit Fest. We played Costa Rica.
Mexico,
Chichen Itza, Mexico.
Okay.
The pyramids during
Chichen Itza and the Yucatan Peninsula.
The end of the Mayan calendar.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
So
no nerves there.
Yeah, no nerves there.
The world's gonna end. Let's play. And that's the way you want to go, right?
So everybody else is tripping, but I'm hanging out with actual Mayans during the end of the Mayan calendar, and they were like, "What are y'all? Why is it such a big deal?"
Yeah.
First of all, we believe in infinite.
Yeah.
We know space. This is just something that's unwritten. It didn't, it continues.
Yeah.
But the night that the end of the Mayan calendar, what was it? Just
2012.
2012, December 21st.
On the winter solstice.
There was a meteor shower. Now, a meteor shower to a Mayan. You think about it. They worship the stars.
Yeah.
A meteor shower pops off the end of the Mayan calendar.
Oh, shit.
I'm in Maya, basically, in Chichen Itza, Mexico.
Which is I've been there before. It's quite
huge,
large.
Beautiful pyramid. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking 40s and smoking weed with Mayans.
Of course. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah. And so we're looking up at the sky, and, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It was just like, yes. It was just.
If this is how we go.
They're howling and making noises and, yeah, dude.
Now.
This is perfect.
This is exactly how I want to go. I just rapped in front of a temple. I'm hanging with Mayans at the end of the Mayan calendar. I got a 40 and a blunt.
I got a 40 and a blunt.
You're good.
Yeah, man. So, the experiences with Luminaries, they were definitely.
Let's pull up some more of those Luminary videos. You guys hit up festivals. You were at high demand. You played the Oregon Country Fair.
Yep.
Lightning in the Bottle. LIB.
Yep.
Harmony
Festival.
You guys play everywhere. Let's pull up some more of that footage of them.
There's stuff everywhere.
You guys kept it hot.
Yeah.
I remember playing with you at large venues with my respective groups at the times.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lightning in a Bottle right here. We're looking at it.
Yeah. That was the first time I did Molly.
Whoa.
Never did it again after that.
Hello.
That was too good.
Did you do it on stage?
No.
I can't do it on stage, man. Every time I try to do Molly on stage, I can't even talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a lyricist, but I can't talk. Smart guy.
I'm chatty without drugs. Oh my God. I didn't shut up that night.
Moby played?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really dope.
That's cool. It's like a Burning Man thing by a lake, sort of. That's you.
Yeah.
Look at you getting it.
Dude, it was the best.
Were you on the main stage?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, we're not wearing white any fucking more. I'm tired of this white because it's hard to keep clean when you're on tour.
Yeah.
But that had, I don't know how many thousands and thousands of people were there.
There's thousands, dude.
That was amazing.
You had, so this band, and then previously, and that's the sign right there, right? The L?
L's up for Luminaries.
That's the Luminary sign. It's not the big L. It's the Luminaries.
Yeah.
Luminaries. And then let's go, and then let's rewind a little bit. Let's go to Agatha Church. Agape Church.
Yes.
Let's pull that footage up now, Trev.
Agape Spiritual Center.
And this is where you took Jay Brave.
Yes.
And then here you are with that same band that you formed with Jay Brave, rocking the Spiritual Center, right?
Yes.
Can we see that footage?
So this particular day, the way it was planned out was our band was gonna replace the house band for the day. So the guys had to learn all the spiritual music and everything that I grew up on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is the best thing ever.
Look at you, man. That's got to make you happy.
I was crying.
Was your mom there?
My mom was like,
she loved it.
Dude, I cried.
Look at this.
Whole set.
Is this a 36 piece? It looks
no. That you can sit in the back.
Oh, okay.
That woman in the red dress, that's my mom's friend.
Oh.
She's awesome. She's getting it. Check her out. With the red. Yeah, I know this song. Yeah, baby.
That's so good.
But yeah, man.
That had to feel good.
It felt great.
It's like going home to your high school and just tearing it up.
Yeah.
Right?
But we already were going. Me and Jay Brave were there almost every Sunday.
Oh, so this is like home turf.
And people knew us. My mom would sell gemstone jewelry in the parking lot. Make a killing. But yeah, man, Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith, he helped open me up.
And then you guys would take the music, like this is a video literally about how hemp could change the world, right?
Yeah.
You're doing things like kombucha and electric car songs and like how hemp can change the planet. And then you're in LA.
Yeah.
So the production level is like way beyond anything I ever experienced during this time.
We never paid $1 for any of these videos.
Look at the quality though.
Mickey Willis, shout out to Mickey from Elevate Films, made sure we were taken care of. Animation, all the shit. We shot this at his compound that was in up in Ventura.
Okay.
What's the name of that place? Ojai.
It's so cool, and this is some of the first green screen stuff I've ever seen. Like at that time, it wasn't like very common to just be. This is what you're doing. You know,
it was really expensive to do that, and we didn't have to pay anything.
That's incredible, man.
This was a project we did with Nativa, actually,
and it's kind of ironic in like a massive way.
Yeah.
Then we'll get back to this later.
Mm-hmm.
But your future is in this song.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a second.
I had no clue.
And so you're doing shit like this, which is like kind of next level for a independent hip hop band.
Yes.
You weren't signed to a label, right?
No.
Yeah. And I've been independent since the jump, and I haven't signed a label, and I know what it takes to do this kind of thing. So it takes a team. It takes a Jay Brave. You need to have a Guido. You need to have a Felix Free. You need to have a band. You need to have an MD. You need to have a studio. You need to have some organization, a common goal, common thought. Because when you're a solo artist, you are everything.
Yes.
But when you're in a group, you are a message and an idea, right? So like you're traveling the world, you're doing all this shit. Is this around the time, I mean, you started coming to Country Fair. Like how do we, explain from your perspective how you and I met.
Okay, so Jay Brave was on the phone hustling.
Booking.
And he was trying to cross-pollinate and get us in different areas.
Right.
And he knew he couldn't just be like, hey, we're coming to town. Can you blah, 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 blah. We had been talking. We were like, yo, we need to connect with like-minded artists or just artists who are dope but ain't talking about that bullshit. So if we end up being on stage together, it's not going to be like, who the fuck is that after that?
Yeah.
So somehow he comes across you.
Which is strange to me, but super cool.
And it wasn't We Tribe at the time. It was it was Marv Ellis.
The platform.
It was the Marv Ellis and the platform.
The platform.
So you guys traded a show. You guys did a show in LA for us to do a show in Eugene.
I think so, yeah. Yeah,
It was
or
at-
Portland. I can't remember.
It might have been No, it was Portland because
Yeah.
that was the first time I had been to Portland.
And for those of you at home, this is what you do when you want to get shows in other cities. You reach out to like-minded people. Let's trade shows.
yeah.
That's the way we did it, right?
Yeah,
That's
'cause
how
we
do
had
it.
a built-in crowd already.
Right, because you can offer the Luminaries Wednesdays thing, right?
Yeah.
You can offer that to another artist. Say, hey, I want to play a show. And most people know this trick by now. It's not really a trick. It's just a like common political thing you do.
Right.
You're a dignitary from your city. You want to meet other dignitaries from another city.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
continue.
So we played that show.
Mhm.
It was fucking packed.
Mhm.
It was
And I
at
came down to that place that burned down.
the burn down.
The place that burned down in LA. We played it.
Ah,
And I remember meeting
the
you.
Temple Bar.
The Temple Bar in LA.
The historic Temple Bar.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember after your set, I'm sitting there. During your set, I'm like, this dude actually raps how he talks. And I loved it. I loved the authenticity, and it was like, me and you end up hitting it off.
Yeah.
And you were like, you like weed? And I was like,
Which is funny now that I've got like the story behind it. That question, me asking you that's funny.
yeah. So I'm laughing my ass out, and we started, you break out some of the Oregon headies.
Which is fire.
And I was like, whoa.
Right.
And then we end up having a conversation. And that's when you did this.
Yep.
And we'll get to that. But
We'll get to that later.
yeah, I knew I fucked with you because you rapped hard and you went balls out. You were nervous as fuck.
Yeah, man. It was like my first LA show.
Yeah.
And my whole band was like, my band was Killers, but I had never been there before. I was like 20 something. I was
Yeah.
nervous.
I remember. Very nervous.
I was nervous. And I mean, I get nervous before all shows. Even to this day, I still get nervous
Same
when
here.
there shouldn't be a reason. But I realized later that that's my fuel
Yeah.
to kill
Yeah.
or nourish or murk the mic. I realized that's what it is.
Right. It's using the anxiety for a good thing.
Yeah.
Me and you hit it off talking outside in San Diego, especially.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to San Diego, but you were a familiar face because you had just rocked LA, and I already was like, I fucks with this dude. I'll see you guys in San Diego in a couple days.
And he's got the bomb weed.
And he's got the bomb weed. Now I owe this guy.
Yeah.
I remember. I think I was working in a dispensary at the time.
Okay.
And I remember I even brought some of that, and you were like, get me.
Weed snob.
Weed snob, totally.
Nerd alert. All right, go ahead.
So seeing that, and then, I think we exchanged numbers, and we had some deep conversation very early on in our friendship.
And that's when I moved away from the platform back home to retire. And I was living in an A-frame, and I was stuck out in the country, and I was talking deeply to anybody that listened. That was my first experience. Like, who are my friends?
Yeah, I remember that.
And you showed up. And I remember, come to Eugene. I wanted you to come play at the country fair with me. And you came.
No, it was Lucky's.
Lucky's, but I set up 5 shows in one weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
5
that's right.
shows in one weekend. And Trevor, I'm not fucking around, dude. I knew he liked weed so much. I got a ice cream bucket. An ice cream, but was the camera on me? Like a half-gallon ice cream bucket.
Oh, God.
Like this deep, an ice cream bucket full of OG Kush, all organic. And he showed up at the airport, and I'm like, we got to the spot, and I was like, and this weed is yours. This motherfucker smoked the entire bucket
5 days.
in 5 shows in 3 days, or wherever long you were there.
Yeah.
Because we had a doubleheader, we had the Whitaker Block Party, we had a Lucky show.
I gave some away just for people hanging out.
Sure, but
And
it was
remember,
impressive.
I didn't like sharing anything then. I was like, I'm smoking this whole joint
It
to
was
myself.
impressive. And
if you want to hang out with me and smoke, here goes enough to roll yourself a pinner.
And we start. That was when our friendship started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna send you a video now, Trevor, that hopefully you can somehow throw on the screen eventually here in a second, and we'll get back to why I'm showing you this.
Did I really smoke the whole
You
bucket?
You did. I was super impressed, man.
It was fire, too.
It was impressive. So when Felix Free comes to town, I do shit like this now.
Oh, God.
This is what I got. Can you pull your mic down right about here?
Okay.
This is what I got for him for this trip. So eventually what I got for him on this trip, I'm sending it to him now. But so you puff weed, and I was like, cool. This dude smokes. I smoke. I grow weed. It's dope. This is fun. And he's just a light. You know, you were a luminary with your skills, and you got up and you just added light to the Spirit Tower in the country fair, and you did it. You came back consistently. I think, how many times did you come? Like you come play like 9 times, 9 years? How many years?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know, man. When I first went, I met Pops.
Yeah. That's
Dave.
right.
Rest his soul.
Yeah.
What an awesome being of light.
Yeah.
And I remember, was it the first time? Yeah, it was the first time I came. I got into a little conflict backstage. What a conflicted person. We'll just leave it at that.
There's been a conflicted person in this mix, but
yeah, but we'll just leave it at that.
yeah.
But Pops was sitting on the side, and me and Pops had already had a couple mornings where we got up and we were the first ones up and smoking. Pops is what, he was like 70 at the time, smoking 65, smoking the bombest OG I had ever smelled in my life.
Playing guitar, blues to the morning sunrise, every morning.
Yeah, waking everybody. I was already up, but it was just like a super welcoming thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him telling me, "Hey, man, you're coming back next year, right? You're a part of this family." And I just like, I felt like I had to, because it was love. It was so much love. Yeah. And I just felt like I fit, and no one was catering to me or nothing like that, but I felt so comfortable.
And that was the beginning of building probably the dopest band that's ever been assembled over the course of those years, to where the Spirit Tower, they just gave us our own stage at Country Fair, and we're rocking shows for like 5,000 people consistently throughout the day, doing one song for 3 hours that never ends, right? Like, and that's where we developed our rapport and friendship, you know, and just like, and that's when during those years you met your wife.
Yeah. No, I met her before that.
Right. I think I met her on my first show there.
We were together already. Yeah, we were together. I met her in 2012.
And I gave you my CD, and she listened to it, and she told you to fuck with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I came down independently by myself and played the Luminaries thing. This is what you do when Felix Free is coming to town. This is the kind of herb you need to have these days. I got all the flavors: peanut butter bread, Skittles, ice cream cake, Kush mints, cheetah piss. I got all of them on hand for you.
Yeah,
out of respect.
Every time I come here, though.
Yeah, but that's the way. But I know that you. I know that you burn. So, but let's go back to you met your lady. Mm-hmm. She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, she is awesome.
She's a wonderful woman.
She's awesome,
and she's kind of tough.
Yeah.
What kind of woman compliments you?
Intellectual woman,
which she is,
who don't take no shit,
which she doesn't,
who can handle my Gemini mind.
True.
You know, I definitely am in I don't know what the word is, but she deals with me, and she has balanced me out in life perfectly.
She's a wonderful woman.
She's a really good friend as well.
And she's a homie.
She's the homie.
She's the homie.
We would take road trips, dude. I remember knowing I was gonna marry her. Like every time I thought about something, she was on it. You know, I'm kind of hungry. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, man, you hungry? Boom! Here goes some feeding me. Like,
so you knew she was the one.
Yeah, from day we've been together since we met.
Yeah. How long you been married now?
8 years.
Boom. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, 8 years. Two kids, 8 years.
She's from where?
Canandaigua, New York.
Canandaigua, New York, but she met you in California.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
At a show where there was 3 people.
3 people.
Yeah.
And she went like this on stage. She's like, that dude right there is the dude for me.
Well, hold on.
Tell me.
So during my Luminaries time, we stopped at we did a show. I think it was Mystic Garden Party. There was this woman there. She was selling mushroom chocolates. I had never tried mushrooms anyway. I get off the tour bus and she's like, hey, you know ain't no black people here. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? That was my reaction.
Right.
And she, started a conversation. She was like, look, these mushrooms are really mellow.
Yeah.
It's good for you. You should try this. I'll hold your hand through it. You can trust me. I won't say she was hitting on me, but if I wanted to go there, I probably could have gone there, but I did not at all. I had no desire to. I had already made a declaration that I didn't want to fuck anymore. I was done fucking. And I was trying to...
Meaning just make love.
Meaning, yeah.
You weren't trying to just...
I was done boning women. I was done trying to conquer a woman.
LA will do that to you.
Yeah. And they were all... I have my share of really beautiful women in different flavors and things of that nature, but it was a personality type that I ultimately wanted, and it had nothing. Looks didn't started changing.
Right.
I stopped going for the girl in my brain and started I literally said, hey, universe, send me somebody who will love me completely, and I will love them, be attracted to them. I went down a list and I said it out loud and I held it down, and I was starting to look women straight in the eye, just like, I don't care what's your 2 bumps and that bump back there, what I would look at first, usually. And I just stopped and I started seeing human beings. So of course, after a while, I meet Paula. Paula's got bumps. This time she's a beautiful young woman. She's beautiful young Italian woman. And she has these mushroom chocolates. And she's like, hey, you're going to do mushrooms. Tonight's your night. And I'm going to hold your hand. Right? So I was like, I'm not doing that before I go on stage. She's like, all right, cool. So as soon as we get off stage, we have to rock the show. Dope show. As soon as we get off stage, she's like, come here. She hands me a joint. I'm like, oh, you grow fire too. Damn, what is it about you Northern Cali kind of people? She give me some fire, and then she's like, here, only eat half of this chocolate. I eat it, right? So I guess when I was lit. I was seeing colors. It was beautiful. Shit was breathing. It was the first time. I freaked out for a second because of the nausea or whatever.
Yeah.
But once it did its thing, I'm like, yes, we're wilding out at this festival. And at some point in the night, she says, I know somebody that will love you and you will love her.
What?
So April 25th, 2010 rolls around. We have a show in San Francisco at the Temple in San Francisco.
That's a dope venue.
That was a super
Side
dope
note,
venue. Yeah.
all white,
Yeah.
banging. You probably look good in all white in the all white temple.
We weren't wearing all white then.
Okay.
We were ragtag as fuck.
All right. Go ahead.
She hits me up. Hey, put me on the guest list +1. This is the girl from that festival. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I got you. Boom, put her on. And so I see Paula walking up, and she's walking up with this other blonde woman. Now, mind you, I had my interaction with the European woman, but I had never been serious in dating or anything like that until I met my wife. She walks up and all my shit's going off. I'm like, pheromones. Like, man, what is it about her? Jeez. Oh, hot little thing. What's happening? Yeah, my whole look at him in the eye thing kind of went out the window that day for the right reason. Right. So we do the show. Mind you, so there's Paula, there's my future wife, and there's this random dude.
Okay.
Right?
The third
third person at the show. We rocked the show like it was fucking 5,000 people there.
As is the way.
Yeah, because, I have a motto, 3 or 3,000, it don't matter. You go balls to the wall.
Hear that, kids?
3 or 3,000, it don't matter because that 3,000 will happen. And, few times we surpassed that number at But so we rock the show, get off stage, and me and her are talking nonstop. We get to the point where it's like, all right, it's late. I got to drive back to LA. I got a 6-hour drive. Can I call you?
Mm-hmm.
And we end up talking the whole way home. So I'm in the back seat. Now I won't trade off and drive or anything because I just met this woman who's got me going. And,
Yeah.
we're talking and the conversation's flowing.
Your band's like, leave him alone. He's found the one.
Yeah. They're like, oh shit.
We're never gonna see him again.
And
she's gonna marry him and take him to Canandaigua, New York.
So that night, we're talking, and I say, hey, I'm never moving to San Francisco. And she says, I know. So 2 months later, she moves in my house.
What?
Yeah.
I remember that.
So I'm living in Crenshaw, all black neighborhood, and she moves down there, and she's shopping down there. She's living in there, and she's like, yeah, I don't see many people who look like me here. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
You're in Crenshaw.
But I'm sitting here like, this is kind of a test, and you are passing with flying colors. You are about it, girl.
Yeah.
And we literally have been together since that night,
That's
April
amazing,
25th,
man.
2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you waited and you felt it, and it was a two-way street, right?
Yes.
The love that's so important. Fellas out there, if you got a woman and it ain't a two-way street, let that go. You're special. There's somebody else who wants your special. If she doesn't want your special, you'll find one that does. There's 8 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
Most of them are women. So
Facts.
you found your two-way street.
Yeah.
And you've been with her for 12 years now,
Mm-hmm.
married for 6 or 8? 8.
Mm-hmm.
And you produced something better than albums. You produced 2 beautiful children.
2 super look at those.
that.
Oh my God.
Tell me what I'm looking at. Right
So that's my 5-year-old son.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your car. That's a sick
Oh.
car. I'm just joking. Hey!
Yeah. So that's my son, Kai Rock.
Okay, sorry.
Kai Rock, is 5 years old. And that's my daughter, Sunny, appropriately named.
Man.
She is Sunshine. And
Oh.
yeah, he was born in LA. We moved from LA to Canandaigua, New York.
Is that his notorious big face?
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
what's going on there, but that's
Look at that.
That's her personality right there.
She is Sunny.
Yeah, she is.
She's got the golden locks.
And by the way, people, Marv is the godfather of my children, the godparent.
Honored to be that. Me and Emily and I.
Emily.
Like, I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't have gotten that title if I didn't have Emily. She's kind
you
of
probably wouldn't. Yeah, she definitely balanced you
That's
out.
all Emily. She balanced. Boy, look out.
Yeah.
Look out, dude.
Definitely future musician.
That's Sunny?
Yeah, no doubt.
Did she put that on herself?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, she rocks out though, man. She's a super rocker. But
Wow.
we moved. We had bought property. This is our hometown, Canandaigua, New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know how to say this politically correct.
Say it.
It's the whitest place I've
It's
ever
white
been,
as fuck.
besides Kansas. Kansas
Okay.
prepared me for this. Little did I know.
And it's at, let me just clarify this for people. It's the Finger Lakes.
It's the Finger Lake
Everybody goes to
regions.
the Finger Lakes.
Wine is great.
And the Finger Lakes, people go to the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
I'm trying to get to the Finger Lakes. You think they'll be able to go after this? If you've ever seen season 9 of The Office, Jim Carrey does a guest appearance and he talks about he's going to the Finger Lakes and how people disappear in the Finger Lakes. Now,
Yes, they do actually.
you moved
That's crazy. A crazy fact.
from Venice Beach
Mm-hmm.
to where she was born and raised in upstate New York in the Canandaigua Lakes, which the Canandaigua Lakes, if you look on your Google Maps,
Canandaigua Lake.
Canandaigua Lake.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple lakes.
Yes.
The Finger Lakes. And they're called the Finger Lakes because they look like a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex clawed them out of the earth.
Yes.
Right?
These big glacial lakes, basically.
Crystal clear blue waters.
Coming off of Lake Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
back when, I don't know how far they go back,
Mm-hmm.
but some of them they don't even know how deep they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's one Cayuga Lake and in Geneva. What's the name of the damn lake? I can't think of it right now. But they dug out these beautiful lakes, and they're glacial lakes, so they're clean and pristine.
Yeah, and you live on it.
Yeah.
And you have we didn't really touch on this, but one of the most fascinating things that you said to me when I first met you is you're like, I don't even want to do that, homie. I want to be a professional bass fisherman. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? A bass fisherman?
Yeah.
First of all, I never met an African-American fish guy that loved to go fishing and wanted to be a professional fisherman.
Yeah.
All I know are the rednecks that I know.
Mm-hmm.
The cowboy wannabe fisherman dudes that have their Ford truck and the go fishing with the dirt. That's all I knew. I never knew somebody from Pasadena that rapped that wanted to be a bass fisherman.
Straight up.
That's why we're on the fishing boat on the video when you came to do With Three Creatures.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking fisherman. You love fishing.
I love fishing.
And you live on a lake.
Yes.
And you get a fish you have a boat.
Yes.
And you took us fishing when we went there.
Yes.
Tell me about fishing.
It was the thing that connected me and my dad.
Okay.
So my dad was, he was on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a hell of a fisherman in LA. So you think about it.
Yeah, I
you
don't
go
even
to
know
LA.
how that happens. How does that even work?
Parks have ponds and they stock them and shit. And there's monsters in there. Ain't nobody catching them. Not
Really?
many people know how to catch them. My dad.
Like bass?
Yeah, big ass bass. I mean, I've seen hogs come out of the tiniest body of water. And my dad, that was his passion as well. So when I was young, as far as back as I can remember, that's all we did. When my mom and my dad split when I was 3 months old.
Okay.
It's hard for me to fathom that being a dad now, but
Yeah.
they were young and, cocaine culture.
Yeah.
Cocaine is a terrible drug. So my dad got lost in that. But my mom never badmouthed me, never kept me away from him. Mm-hmm. So when I would go visit, we would go fishing. That's how we killed our time. And we would go to these places and we'd watch ESPN early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's either we're going fishing or watching Bill Dance fishing in the morning.
Yeah.
That was our thing. And we would both just be sitting there quiet.
Do your love of fishing is kind of just held, is basically represents symbolically your love for your father.
Yes. I love my father. I loved him I'm the spitting image of my dad.
And then not having your father made you want to be that much better of a father for your children.
Yes.
I've noticed that about my friends who didn't really get to be around their father. They're just fucking amazing dads.
Some about it. It's an interesting thing.
I think it's a chance to like revert that 2.0 version of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
What kind of effects did having kids, what effect did that have on you as a grown-ass man?
Well, at first it kind of fucked me up when one, we planned both of those kids.
Right.
And that was a thing too. I never wanted to have baby mamas. I would have, in college, the woman had made a choice. It was two different women. They made choices.
Right.
And I think I would have messed up some young people. I would have messed up some little humans just because I wasn't ready yet.
Timing wasn't right.
Timing wasn't right.
No.
Like my dad died when I was 17.
That's heavy.
Yeah. And then I went off to school and I get 2 girls pregnant. And they made choices that I think it was for the best.
Yeah.
Looking back, knowing who I was then.
Yeah.
But I waited. So my wife, we planned out our 2 kids, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to bring a human into this world that would be supported.
Mm-hmm.
I understood like I needed to refine myself so I could be there, because I saw my friends in school who had dads. And they were there every basketball game and all this shit. And it was like, my mom was busy. She had to make it happen for us. So she couldn't come to everything. She did her best to support, but it was always something about that male figure at the game. And I was like, damn, I want to be that. I want to be that. And seeing my friend, SD, Sean, young guy, 15 years old, take care of his kids.
Yeah, you throw back in your mind, like, wait a minute. I know how to do this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got to do it the best way I can.
Yeah.
So that's just, it was a motivation to be present, to be a present dad.
How's that? There's a couple more things I want to cover before we get into the final questions. Because we're getting towards that point. One is, I wanted to touch on, if you could just touch quickly on Marv Ellis and what it meant to you and what brew means to you.
Anthony Brewster.
And we have some Marv Ellis video, right?
Yeah, we do. House of Vibes.
House of Vibes. So this is Marv Ellis on Wednesdays. You would go down and you would hone your skills.
Yes.
With who?
Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna.
Deploy on the mic.
Deploy. And what's the girl's name? She was dope too.
The
girl
girl
rapper. She's really sick. I met her once. It's okay.
Oh shit.
It's okay.
There was a couple. I'm stoned right now. Why can't
it's okay, but look at
Kelly
this.
Mack.
Kelly Mack,
tripping,
yeah.
dude.
That's Charlie
Kelly
Tuna
Mack.
from
Ozil Motley.
Yeah, Ozil
Jurassic
Motley,
5.
5. So you're fucking with like Micah 9, some of the best rappers on earth.
Philip Fisher from Fishbone on the drums.
Oh my god.
The illest drummer
Yeah, pretty much.
One of the most disgusting pockets you can ever come across.
You're fucking with heavyweights.
Corey Cofield on bass, or yeah. So
Man.
this crew right here. Every Wednesday night at a small ass hole in the wall club called Marv Ellis, we would play, and it was a kind of free flowing thing.
How many years do you do that?
Shit,
a long time.
A long time.
Every single week you rock this weekly with some of the better musicians in the area, right?
Yeah.
That were the band for Charlie Tuna. That's you, right?
Yeah, it was like 16.
That's you on stage with Charlie Tuna rocking with Fishbone's drummer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Noted. I recognize the game here, bro. I recognize the credentials. This is your resume.
Yeah. Dude,
you did this.
Kelly Mack right there is one of the most
illest
MCs. I don't even want to say female. She's one of the illest MCs.
Her new video is fire too.
Yeah.
If you look up Kelly Mack, you won't be disappointed.
She's amazing. I love her. That's my sister right there. And she's anyway.
So you refine this. You got your skills refined through this, like, because I know what it means to do a weekly. I also did weeklies for years and years and years, where every night I'm going up with this big ass band and I'm just rapping on, and it just gets you tight.
Yeah.
Your freestyles get ill.
Yeah.
You breach new barriers. You stretch your skills. You start singing. You start learning how to communicate with bands and what it means to do signals and what a break is, what a blah, blah, blah. And the whole time you're with the Luminaries, and then you move to East Coast, and you got this musical passion, and you're stuck on this lake, and you want to do something with it, and we talk all the time.
Yeah.
And eventually we've come to this point where you asked me to put my heart and my mind into a project with you. And I feel honored. And so I take it very fucking seriously.
Yeah, I know.
You know. And to the point where I'm like, fly here, do a podcast so we can get 3 months of work via internet in like maybe tonight. Finish the album tonight. It's literally like that.
It's like that, right?
But we made some fire already.
Yes.
And we have a concept. I don't want to tell people the concept yet.
Okay.
But it's dope. And we're into rocket ships and the theories behind that. And you're on a mission and you're traveling through space, and we're going to have Micah 9 on the album.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? We've got Emily Turner on the album. I probably will be on the album.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And this new album is close to finished.
Yes.
And I'm really excited to share it with people, man.
It's been so hard to not release anything.
I know, but we deserve it. This is your first,
my first solo album. Yeah.
Are you still affiliated with the Luminaries? What's up with that? Okay.
Those are my brothers for life. We're just, we're not doing anything.
You also live across the country.
I also live across the country.
Okay.
And my price went up.
Yeah.
I mean, tenure does that, right?
Right.
If you can't afford to get me out there, and
Yeah.
It was rough at first when I first came out here. I found out who I was because here I am in upstate New York. Nobody and I changed my name. I was Free Will from the Luminaries,
which people know you as
Free Will, but now it's Felix Free. My name is actually Felix.
And I was told you, I was like, that's honestly probably the dopest name I've ever heard.
Thank you. Felix Jr. to be exact.
I think that's a fresh name because there's an X in it.
Yeah.
And you can capitalize that X and put a dot on the I next to it, and it's even cooler looking. But people need to know that this is Felix Free.
Thank you.
This is the modern version of Free Will, the guy who learned from Marv Ellis, learned from Mike and Nine, learned from Kobe Bryant, learned from Charlie Tuna, figured out what he wanted, even kind of not learn from everybody you're around.
What I learned from I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Anthony Brewster.
I was going to say,
the MD for House of Vibe All-Stars.
At Marv Ellis.
The founding, the leader.
Yeah.
He became my mentor in life as well. I ended up living right around the corner from him. We played ball every Wednesday in Santa Monica. And his character, just as a man, like, he's awesome. He's just a good person. He's human, but if you need some advice, he's a person who has been through so much loss in life.
Shout him out, bro.
Anthony Brewster, love you very much. House of Vibe All-Stars, houseofvibe.com, Sunset Studios. He does commercial work. If he's backed up, Charlie Tuna, Talib Kweli,
wasn't he there?
De La Soul. He was the MD for the ESPY Awards.
Yeah, like the
Grammy
ESPN award.
nominated for a multitude of different things. Like, he's just an amazing person, right? And he's Venice born and raised.
Yeah, and he's humble.
Yeah.
You brought me to his house, and he was super cool to me.
But he also gets pissed off if he hears you say it's like, freeing from Venice.
Really?
No, he don't like, because he's Venice born.
Okay.
He's original. His family, like, they've been in Venice forever.
Like, there's levels to this shit, and in his bracket, he's up here.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah.
And
biggest passport book I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
This dude's passport is like a Bible.
Okay.
It's thick. In fact, he has multiple. Traveled the world multitude, I don't know how many times, over and over, as the MD and band player for a multitude of bands, and just ill, dude. Talk about a Rolodex and being humble.
And he's also going to be on your new album.
Yes.
So your new album's going to have two of your greatest mentors, as well as your true nature.
With my best friend as the producer of the album.
Yeah, and I promise you, I'm putting everything I got. Like, you want something fire, I stay up nights thinking about it.
Yes.
And listening, and I don't even like TikTok, but I've been on TikTok just trying to see what's popping right now, and I hate it. It's so stupid. I can't imagine these people sitting in the room with the camera on them and just walking by the room like, what are they doing? And they're like, in front of the camera. I'm like, the fuck are we doing as humans? This is what... It's okay. Chill out, Garrick.
Yeah.
All right, so
COVID, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
was by themselves and
know.
needed to find something to do. Shit.
I got to be more sympathetic and empathetic.
Well, the thing about this that we do as vocalists, MCs, creatives, not many people can do it right and do it good. And you have to remember that you have an out there, like, being a creative. We make something out of nothing. We were in the medieval days. We would be wizards,
warlocks. Maybe both.
We would be highly sought after and appreciated because of that. Because people don't, everybody doesn't have an outlet. A lot of people can make beats and try this shit, but can you tour? Can you travel with that? Can you make some money?
Can you be the Jay Brave for yourself?
Can you?
Can you be the Jay Brave?
Can you get on the phone? Can you talk a club who was never... Dude, we traveled the world with one song. One.
That's amazing.
One. So the amount of work that it takes to actually do this versus, it's a special thing.
It's a lesson in itself.
Yeah, so that's why I look at, people who don't do anything creative or anything, they don't have that outward expression that, you know, that is appealing to other people.
Yeah.
They have to, you know, we're superhuman in that way. I'm not trying to say like we're better than anybody else, but we have an ability to do something that not many people can do.
And we try to honor that too.
Yes.
I mean, you're honoring it by jumping on a plane and coming out here. We got album to finish, video to shoot, and 2 shows to do. 3 shows. What's the third show?
I thought we were going to perform twice at the one place. And then...
No, we're filming the video the first day,
okay.
show video the next day, and then at the Wildcraft Harvest Party.
Okay.
Because Lyrics Born couldn't make it because of COVID. So we're the headliners now.
Right.
Which is cool. Shout out to Wildcraft, Sean Kelly. You always throw the safe community events. We appreciate that. So we touched on your album. Yep. We touched on your origins. We touched on your journey. We touched on your passions. We figured out what made you. Now, the only question is, what happens when I put you inside of a Geo Metro time machine and you have to travel across country and sit in that fucking Geo Metro time machine for 5 straight days driving with no AC? But once you get out of the Geo Metro time machine, you're in a venue that you call, you name, and there's 3 acts, and they can be dead, alive, anything, but they're in their prime at any stage you want them. And then you got an opener, a supporting act, and a main act. Who does Felix Free want to play for him? And you can have a lot of people, or just you, or just a few people, 100 people. But you get to choose. You get to choose. It's your choice. Because you just put in all that work driving in that fucking Geo Metro time machine across country.
Michael Jackson.
Number 1?
Number 1.
Opener?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who would open this list. Michael Jackson, James Brown,
Ooh,
Prince.
Yeah. That's a good lineup. But who's headlining than that? Like, how do you even pick?
You don't.
You don't. You just
don't. They all pick Michael Jackson, I believe.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
I don't know. I don't think James Brown would.
Now, all these artists are in the time before social media, before digital music. Motherfuckers had to go out and buy that shit.
Yeah.
You had to physically walk your ass, get your ass to a record store. Rest in peace, record stores.
That's fucking funny.
And buy a tape, an album.
Yeah. It's a hard sell.
A hard sell. And these dudes sold millions. Like, you think about it. Like, we're in such a clique. Oh, that was okay. Oh, you got 1 million streams. 1 million streams versus 1 million people actually physically making time to go and buy something is way different. So
the weight of that.
Yes.
Like we say, oh, you got 1 million streams. It's the same as if you got 1 million CD sales. No, it's not.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
It's the same as like a hard ticket versus a soft ticket. Like you go and play a festival, there's already 10,000 people there. I played for last show I had, there was 10,000 people. If you're in Bend, Oregon at the Domino Room and you get 10,000 people, then I'll be impressed.
Exactly.
Because that's a hard ticket sale.
Exactly.
You got to cross a fucking highway to get to that venue.
Okay.
Right?
I got to throw a 4th on there, dude.
Go ahead.
I know you only asked for 3 in the Geo Metro
Give me
time
4.
machine.
You came a long way.
Bob Marley.
That's what always been the one that I think's closing it.
Always, dude.
I mean, who's not closing it but Bob Marley and the Wailers, like full band in his prime.
That's the Bob Marley being exposed to his music and his high level of spirituality is why I rap the way I rap. It's why I grew dreadlocks. I won't say it's why I smoke weed a lot, but it definitely, when I got exposed to Bob Marley and then I bought his whole catalog, and then it was like, I was rapping. I wasn't even listening to rap.
Huh.
I was not listening to rap at all. I was only listening to Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Then I got Jacob Miller. Then I got all these other Jamaican artists that were major. Then I got Fela Kuti. And I realized, like, this unique thing, I don't have to compromise my integrity and my natural who I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a microphone as a rapper.
Mm.
And the confirmation that I got from the universe was Palestine, Israel, Bali, Costa Rica, Chichen Itza, Mexico, all these places. And by the way, on one of those tours, I almost died twice trying to be a surfer in the Indian Ocean.
Oh, really?
I almost fucking died. I learned to respect water in a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But even during that, it was like, oh, you're slipping. So that me almost dying was kind of like a guy going out and ODing, a rocker going out and ODing because he's having too much fun and his life is too good.
Mm.
And I had to check myself, like, what the fuck am I doing trying to go surfing in the Indian Ocean on fucking 15-foot waves over a bed of coral?
Nope.
Yeah, so I did that twice.
But you did it, and you can say you did it.
I did it.
And you have great stories to tell your kids.
Yes.
Which is beautiful. And anybody in Canandaigua, New York, if they don't know, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. They should know if they watch this or listen to this. They should be like, okay.
Yeah, you got pretty in depth there. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to leave these people with a video and a song that you did with us, the Free Creatures. And I was just so excited to have you on it. And we're going to go film a new video in 2 days. So you got a lot of exciting shit coming out, your new album, new videos, new songs, new music, and under Felix Free. And Trevor, could you pull up his website one more time so we can just get a look at that? That guy's attractive. there he is. Right there. That's Felix Free. You can check out his album, his stuff, his media is EPK. Emily Turner helped you throw that together. Yeah, we got each other's back. And if you want to learn more about this man right here, grown ass man doing his thing, a culmination of a lifetimes of experience and Jedi fucking mentors. You got. I've always thought you had everything it takes to do what you want to do. Whenever I watch you, from energy to lyricism, everything. You're one of my favorite MCs on earth. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your presence and your phone calls and like your emotional support with me and just discussions and things that happen. So it's been awesome to have you as our first guest for the second season. This is season 2, right, Trev? Yeah, and we're gonna bring it this season. We got all sorts of great musicians and guests that are gonna be joining us in the lab. Felix Free is just one of them, and we got more coming at you soon. We're gonna leave you with this track. It's called Mystery. It's off the Free Creature album, but it's featuring Felix Free. So you can get a taste of what he brings to the table. And again, thank you for being a part of this with us, man.
And I just want to say this too, man. I appreciate you. You have made sure that I record and I keep my musical talents and my skills sharp. There was a point where I was like, nah, I'm good. And you never let that happen. And I deeply, oh man, I can't repay you enough.
The world needs more warriors.
Thank you for supporting me as well.
Man.
You're a true friend. We've done some shit together, but our friendship and kinship, our families love each other. Our women love each other. Yeah. I appreciate it. It's the most authentic, one of the most authentic friendships I have. You're one of the only people who will actually call me. Well, so everybody else texts, like me and you don't do that shit. We text, but we're just like, can you talk for a moment? Fuck this thumb shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm old school. Let's talk on the phone. Go figure. All right, man. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. Trevor, thank you for your hosting us at the Hive. This is a beautiful place. I'm honored to do this here for you, with you. And enjoy the song. It's called Mystery. Check out Free. He's on a fishing boat on the Rogue River. Fishing for steelhead.
Shout out to Steve Walzer.
Yeah.
Woo! Fishing for 3,000 casts. I'll caught 2 fish back to back. Bam!
Peace, everybody. Thanks for joining us. there's no telling how much fun we'll have. As far as I can tell, it's up for grabs. The night is young enough to take a nap. It would behoove me to improve on that. True. I kiss my woman with no mistletoe. My fingers riddled with these thistle thorns. This farming's harder than I thought it'd be. I'm pitch correcting all my harmonies. Nah, don't really need it cause I know my tone. I'm never lonely when I'm all alone. I know my zone, I grow my own. I see the omens unfolding in front of me to show me only what I need to see. Look.
Change is coming waves and run your life out to the sea. Omens open doors and show you more than you can see. Everything will have an ending point eventually. It's to rather fill my time than kill it like the mystery.
So what's a mystery to you? A murder with no clues, a dare with no loops, a repair with one shoe. The air that we breathe or a deep dark truth. Are we animals too, living in a big zoo? And will Babylon crumble? Will the powerful get humble? Will they see it how we see it finally and believe it? I don't know, let's all hope we'll crack the code and get the truth soon. Staring at a sky on a new moon, pondering like Gandalf and Sherlock Holmes puffing. Oh, when all you need is love when you only got nothing. When the future's on the line, then it's time to assemble a tiny little altar and go burn it at the temple, you know?
Change is coming waves and run your life out to the sea. Omens open doors and show you more than you can see. Everything will have an ending point eventually. It's to rather fill my time than kill it like the mystery.
Yeah. Cut my chest open, see what powers me. Put it in the palm of your hand so you can feel the beat. As you listen, go ahead, take a squeeze. These vivid bars, I make you see. Bring jumper cables if you need some juice. I got enough for everybody, never low on pew. Black lights, they reveal the truth. Jagged smile with a false tooth. The golden life of a true recluse. He's arrogant, but respect is due. This mysticism got a spell on you. A special blessing for the chosen few. My melanin is not in sync with time. Anti-Gregorian, repress, rewind. Transmuted carbon, turn to alkaline. To feed the soul that freaks your fucking mind.
Change is coming waves and run your life out to the sea. Omens open doors and show you more than you can see. Everything will have an ending point eventually. It's to rather fill my time than kill it like the mystery. Change is coming waves and run your life out to the sea. Open doors and show you more than you can see. Everything will have an ending point eventually. It's to rather fill my time than kill it like the mystery.